Living in San Jose as an immigrant, I feel like insecure because the immigrant community is not being accepted.
As an immigrant living in San Jose, sometimes I feel that I don't really belong here. It's like I have to justify myself. I have to really prove that I'm one of them or I'm just as good as. For instance, if I get pulled over by the police, immediately the way they talk to me is like, okay, you're Hispanic. Even at work, you know, sometimes it's like with the other Anglo teachers, you know, you feel like, oh, she must not know some things because she is not from here. You know, you certainly feel discrimination.
I lived in a very scary neighborhood where there were drug dealers coming to our neighborhoods. And I was very afraid that my son was growing up in this kind of environment. He was 8 years old then, and I was very worried that this was happening, and I thought that I had to do something. I had to make some change in my community to see that my son would be able to grow up in a nice, healthy environment.
My foster son, and then the kids that I saw in my neighborhood, and then my own son, I just started seeing that there was a lack of resources and services for them, and it wasn't like when I was growing up.
Tengo mucho miedo que mi hijo forme parte de las estadísticas, por ejemplo, de que empiece la middle school y no termine la high school, y que no vaya a la universidad. Yo no quiero esta vida para mis hijos.
Para mí como papá que soy de mis niños, quiero que mis hijos vean o mostrarles a ellos cómo uno como persona puede ayudar a sus comunidad o a otras personas, ¿no? Un grupo de PACT que se dedica a las necesidades que toda o cualquier comunidad necesita sin importar raza, religión.
I think we have the same needs as an immigrants and non-immigrants. I think we need to build bridges to connect non-immigrant people to immigrant people, and let's make it a better community.
I think a lot of the stereotypes that we have are usually wrong. I think people can break down the stereotypes by looking at the person face to face, understanding how they are as people, and I think deal with them one-on-one. And I think it's a very simple process wherein we talk to a person as a human being, and he or she responds back to you in the same way.
I've learned how to contact other people who are very different from me and, you know, listen to their stories and learn that they are not so different from me after all.
If people start telling their own family's immigration stories, which I started doing, because my grandfather came from the Netherlands, directly from the Netherlands, and he came through Canada, which means he might not have come here legally. We have no record. So if you start thinking about stories like that, it's kind of interesting, and you start, if people start looking at their immigration records on their own and how they got here and who helped them and what their own history is. This is what happened in the 1860s, 70s, 80s, and this is the way it's happening now. What are we going to do about this to make a safe place for everybody to live?
I feel so connected with the people that I have visited in their houses. Listening to their stories, their concerns, and identifying their pains, I realized that without talking, without listening, we don't know what the real issue is. And if we, the people, we are united, there's nothing that we can't do.
It's through these understandings of building relationship that we're able to create change. We have achieved amazing results in our community. We have 5 excellent schools. We have achieved the Children's Health Initiative, where every child in our county will no longer go without health insurance. These are wonderful victories that we were able to achieve because we were able to hear each other's stories and hear each other's pain. It's what binds us together. It's the basis of our democracy and what we continue to do within PACT to make our Santa Clara County community better for all.